Representing more than 5% of the world population, the Arab countries now depend on less than 1% of global water resources. Climate change has already reduced precipitations, leading to a greater water scarcity in most countries and devastating flash floods in some of them.
كل سنة عم يتغير الطقس عن سنة. يعني هذا الثلج يبقى للثلج. يعني قابل بعض الثلج. من الصيف للشتاء يعني يتقابلوا بعضهم. يعني انت الثلج يكون في بعض ثلج.
With less than 1% of the world water resources, the Arab countries constitute the Earth's driest region.
As the water is coming from Mikrot or even from the spring, it will go to the lowest houses, not going to the houses coming on the mountain. So by this system, we collect the water and we will pump it to the people, to the highest people in the highest level. So most of the people in the town, they receive water equally.
Besides demographic growth, economic growth, urbanization, industrialization and the expansion of irrigated agricultural lands have contributed to the dramatic and unsustainable increase in water consumption over the past few decades.
مادة الماء هي الأساس في هذه الحياة. لهذا يجب إعادة النظر جدا وبسرعة لكي ينقذ ما يمكن إنقاذه في هذا المجال.
Frequent droughts, combined with over-exploitation of groundwater and major aquifers, including those shared between more than one country, have greatly reduced the availability of both renewable and non-renewable water resources.
We would like to see at Friends of the Earth more cooperation between the countries where they can make available water resources for the different uses in their countries.
The agricultural sector, which consumes over about 80% of the water in the region, is currently facing the challenge of responding to diverse pressures.
We cultivate here everything, eggplant, cabbage, cauliflower, tomato, cucumber. The water is very important thing here, the key word of the agriculture in this area. So we should use every part of the water, every mill of water to make plants.
The region has the technologies, skills and land resources needed for such an expansion, but not enough water.
On va essayer de combiner leurs connaissances et nos connaissances pour les utiliser pour mieux valoriser leurs ressources en eau qui pose un problème, c'est-à-dire que c'est une ressource en eau très salée qui ne permet pas de produire toutes les cultures.
Only 36% of arable land is used. The region's agricultural sector has a large potential to sustain a steady increase in regional food self-sufficiency if alternative water systems are developed.
The grey water from this building, water from shower sinks, is transferred into this tank, a septic tank. Then the water is floating into this tank. This tank is accumulated treated grey water.
ساهم هذا المشروع في تطوير الأشجار حيث تم ري هذه الأشجار بواسطة المياه الرمادية.
This is the raw grey water that is generated from this building, and this is the treated grey water by sand filter.
كان الهدف أن نوعي الناس بأهمية المياه الرمادية، لذلك شكلت لجنة من المجتمع المحلي ومن المهتمين بهذا الموضوع.
ما بضل فاتحة حنفية المي على طول وأنا عم بجلي، لا بستخدم طشت مي، ولو أنا بجلي بحطه بطشت المي وبخفف من إني أضلني فاتحة الحنفية على طول.
The total demand for domestic water supply is expected to almost double by 2025. Forcing governments to either divert a considerable amount of water from the agricultural sector or resort to expensive or desalination technologies.
Water goes to the desalination plant. It's a reverse osmosis plant where water is being desalinated before blended with filtered treated water.
For 30 years now, lIFAD and its partners in the region have worked to develop effective, replicable solutions to help poor rural communities manage their scarce water resources. More than half of lIFAD's programs and projects in the region include water components or sub-component activities. lIFAD's integrated approach supports water infrastructure development, support to water policy and management, rationalising and enhancing the use of alternative water resources, the improvement of and rain harvesting techniques, and different ways to meet the needs of rural and nomadic communities in coping with increasing water scarcity.
النبع جنبي مظبوط وفيش مية هسه يعني من شايف يعني قحط ومحل يعني الأرض ونتغلب من وين بنجيب مية والله المية يعني شغلة رئيسية بالنسبة لنا والمية شحيحة حياة صعبة بدون المية.
Development of alternative water resources means integrating recycled grey water, brackish or saline water with sweet surface water, including rain and groundwater. Other interventions address the use of appropriate and improved irrigation technologies, such as dripping and the use of drought-resistant seeds and less water-consuming crops.
حطيت البرميل هون والبرميل هون وصرت اسقي عندي 5 نصبات زرعتهم ومشوا كلهم على المشروع.
Given the prevalence of weak national land and water governance systems in most countries where lIFAD invests, joint capacity building efforts usually address blending traditional knowledge and local institutions with modern state-level considerations governing water use. lIFAD is also engaged in policy dialogue with Arab countries to improve on the policy frameworks that govern the use of water resources in the region in a way that protects the interest of the poor rural communities and ensure more efficient water supply and demand management of water resources.